Alright guys, I'm a fan of Maison Margiela's fragrances, and they've just launched a new fragrance. Well, it's not really a new fragrance, it's a limited edition version of Lazy Sunday Morning in this beautiful red bottle. Look at this. Really beautiful. It's Lazy Sunday Morning Lunar New Year Edition 2021 release. Obviously, it just came out. And it's identical, at least for me it is. I don't have the original fragrance, but I had a sample and I was testing it out and comparing it, and they smell very, very similar. So today I'm going to tell you about Lazy Sunday Morning, but from the new limited edition Lunar New Year Edition. So if you're curious to learn about this one, then please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. Are you a fan of Maison Margiela's fragrances? Have you tried Lazy Sunday Morning? Have you tried the new Lunar New Year Edition? What is it all about? Lazy Sunday Morning, to me, I don't know if it makes sense to call this particular fragrance what they call it, but I like the smell. And even though this particular version, it says it's unisex, and I think the previous version is unisex as well, targeted to both men and women, I feel like it's a little feminine leaning. So I'll let you know all about this one. And I'm really digging the red bottle. This is the first time I've seen a red bottle from Maison Margiela. But before I get to the review, if this is your first time tuning into my channel and you still haven't subscribed, please do click the subscribe button below and also click the bell so that you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. So this is a 2021 launch. The original fragrance came out in 2013, so quite a long time ago, 7 years ago. So they've done a new limited edition version in this red bottle called the Lunar New Year Edition. It's Eau De Toilette concentration, 100 ml bottle for $130, and the perfumer is Louise Turner, and she's the same perfumer from the previous fragrance. And here's a weird kind of a hiccup. I've had this happen to me before with Maison Margiela's fragrances. Maison Margiela's fragrances website always lists notes that don't correspond with the notes that are on the the websites that you can buy from, like Nordstrom's and Sephora. Those websites match the notes of Fragrantica, but I'm noticing that the last fragrance I reviewed, Bubble Bath, the notes didn't match once again from one website, the Maison Margiela website, to the retailers that are selling it. So I don't know what's up with that. But the notes, according to Nordstrom, where I bought this from, are at the top, Aldehydes, Pear Accord, Lily of the Valley Accord, Heart Notes, Iris Accord, Rose Absolute, Orange Flower Accord, Base Notes, White Musk Accord, Indonesian Patchouli Oil, Ambrette Seeds Absolute. And I agree with these notes more than what's on the website for Maison Margiela. So Maison Margiela lists top notes Pear Accord, Ambrette Seeds Clean Accord, middle notes Iris Accord, Rose Petals, Orange Flower, base notes Patchouli, Indonesia, White Woods, White and Creamy Musk. So the notes just do not match at all for me, because when I'm wearing this one, the very first thing I smell instantly is not the Aldehydes, but the Lily of the Valley. It's a Lily of the Valley bomb for me. If you like this note, you should definitely try this one. That's kind of why I think it leans feminine. Lily of the Valley is a note that pops up a lot in feminine fragrances, and the one that really I know about is Diorissimo. It's a Christian Dior fragrance dating back many decades, and I still love the way that smells, and it's a Lily of the Valley bomb. And here with this one, it's overdose of Lily of the Valley with Aldehydes. So the very, very first blast, it's very, very floral, and Lily of the Valley is a very green floral to me. It's very, very strong smell, and I've heard men say it smells like grandma. So I don't know, those of you that are guys, do you wear the original Lazy Sunday Morning, and do you like the Lily of the Valley note in here? Let me know. But you do experience the Lily of the Valley in the top notes with the very, very fizzy, very, very light and airy Aldehydes note that's here. So Aldehydes has a very clean smell to me, and it's there. This fragrance is ultra clean to begin with, so it's a crisp, clean, floral fragrance. It's musky. And there's some slight fruity nuances. I do pick up a little bit of the fruity juiciness of the pear accord that's in here. Definitely is in here. Now, the fragrance does get powdery and the rose does appear. The rose appears in the heart, and during this period you're also experiencing a little bit of powderiness. The orange flower that's in here doesn't appear too much on me, but I guess there's some traces of it here and there. But for me, it's more about the rose, the smell of the rose. But the smell of the rose is blended in a way with the lily of the valley that I'm still picking up the smell of the lily of the valley. But at the time it's in the heart, it's mixed with the rose. So it's kind of like a fusion of the two. But here also in the heart, as I said, it's a little powdery. It does get a little powdery from the iris for me. Now in the base notes, it is musky. It's a white musk, and again, I say this in my videos, white musk is a very clean musk for me. If it's an animalic deer musk, then it does have the tendency to smell kind of animalic. But this one's definitely a clean white musk. But here, the patchouli appears as well. It's got some green touches here. And then, of course, the ambrette. Ambrette, it's a very, very musky fragrance, and it does definitely appear here. There is a little bit of, you know, the musk mallow kind of smell with the ambrette seeds that's in here. And when you're in this part, it does tend to smell a little bit fruity, slightly fruity, because the ambrette has this kind of like tendency to smell fruity, and potentially to also go, you know, medicinal a little bit, but also a little boozy. So I don't get the medicinal part with this one. Or maybe, no, I do. I don't get the booziness from this one. So overall, I think it's a great fresh fragrance. Very fresh and floral and musky. Definitely leaning on the feminine side. I think I'd like to hear from men that have worn this and what they think about it. I don't get the connection to a lazy Sunday morning. I don't get the lily of the valley connection to lazy Sunday morning. I don't get the aldehydes connected with it, but perhaps the musk, because it says it's soft skin and bed linen. So basically, it's the morning after that you've slept, and it's your skin mixed with the linen in the beds, and that smell. To me, it's a lot more stronger, and so that particular naming for this fragrance doesn't make sense. Not like Beach Walk, which is inspired by suntanned, you know, sea-dipped skin with suntan lotion. That is a total, like a fragrance that totally makes sense to me. But the lazy Sunday morning thing, the way this fragrance smells, it doesn't make sense to me in connection to the inspiration of the fragrance. But that doesn't have to, you know? Just I think this one falls flat when it comes down to the inspiration for this fragrance. You know, by the fireplace. Reminds me of chestnuts roasting by, you know, and the fireplace. You know, things like that. Their inspirations do make sense, but this one, to me, it doesn't as much. Let me know if you guys think the naming for this fragrance makes sense to you. Beach Walk does, Bubble Bath does, Springtime in a Park does as well. And speaking of Bubble Bath and Springtime in a Park, both of those two fragrances have aldehydes. In fact, Springtime in a Park also has Lily of the Valley. So this fragrance does remind me of Bubble Bath a little bit, and also it reminds me of Springtime in a Park because of the aldehydes notes in both. And I think it has. I think Springtime in a Park does have aldehydes, but I know for sure it has Lily of the Valley. But you know, both fragrances remind me of this because it has notes that are in here that are in either of those two fragrances. So if you like those fragrances, I would recommend this one to try. And again, there's not much, if any, difference between this limited edition Lunar New Year version in comparison to the original Lazy Sunday Morning. I actually bought it because I had never bought Lazy Sunday Morning, and I saw the red bottle and I'm obsessed with this color. You know, I'm kind of like hypnotized by looking at the bottle, the color, so I decided to buy it. So after testing it on my own and actually comparing it to a sample that I had, there was hardly any difference to it, if at all. So anyway, those are my thoughts on Lazy Sunday Morning, Lunar New Year edition, or just Lazy Sunday Morning in general. What are your thoughts about Lazy Sunday Morning? Let me know what your thoughts are about this particular house, Maison Margiela, who is a house under L'Oreal. Let me know if you know about that. One more thing I want to bring up, the discontinuations. There's a lot of discontinuations going on with this house as well. Tea Escape is gone. A lot of the black bottles are gone. The Eau de Parfums. A few others are gone as well. What's going on? Not selling maybe, perhaps? This one probably is a big seller for them. That's why they made it a limited edition as well in the red bottle. I don't know. I don't really know what goes on behind the scenes with brands, but that's my speculation with them. But either way, I like this scent. I think it's just mismarketed a little bit and also targeted wrong. I think this is, don't get me wrong though, I think all fragrances are unisex, but a lot of you guys say, oh my god, that's a very feminine leaning fragrance. And when I talk about Lily of the Valley, I hear that as well. So I think I understand what you guys think about as far as fragrances go, and I feel like this one could lean feminine in comparison to being an ultra unisex fragrance because of the Lily of the Valley note, as I said. Let me know what you think about it. As I said, put a comment down so I can find out. Other than that, thanks so much for watching today's video on Maison Margiela's Lazy Sunday Morning Lunar New Year edition. If you have any questions or comments, please do list below. Otherwise, please like this video, please share it, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.